Oh, this one's rich, people. This is absurd, and I might be laughing right now, but I might get a little upset as I continue to read this article. Let me read it to you. It says, Arizona State University faculty smears Charlie Kirk, Dennis Prager as purveyors of hate. I'm just going to say this in fair disclosure here. I am a dear friend of Charlie Kirk. He's my dear friend. I love him. He's a family friend. I love him and his wife. I love his family, and he is very special to me. I also love Dennis Prager. So I just want to say that right off the cuff. I also want to say they are not hateful people, and that is a bold-faced lie. Let me read some of this article. It says faculty members at Arizona State University had a meltdown over a campus event featuring Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk and PragerU founder Dennis Prager. The faculty wrote a letter to a college dean smearing the two conservatives as a white nationalist provocateurs and purveyors of hate. What a bunch of baloney. This article goes on to say, in their tirade, the faculty also smeared Prager and Kirk as purveyors of hate, claiming that the two conservative firebrands have attacked women, people of color, the LGBTQ community, as well as a democracy and higher education. This is their quote. Dennis Prager and Charlie Kirk are purveyors of hate who have publicly attacked women, people of color, the LGBTQ community, as well as institutions of our democracy, including our public institutions of higher education. Let me ask you a question. Since when is defending human life in a mother's womb a purveyor of hate? Since when is declaring the fact that the most endangered species in the world right now is the baby in their mother's womb, which happens to be, by the way, represented by the black population here in the United States of America? 3% of the childbearing population are black women, yet they account for almost 50% of the abortions that are taking place in this country. Since when would somebody like Dennis Prager, who is deeply familiar with what it looks like to be completely hated because he is part of the most persecuted group of people alive right now, the Jews, since when was he somebody that ever preached anything like that? Dennis Prager, Charlie Kirk have always encouraged higher education by making sure that people hear the truth. Since when is a dissenting point of view hatred? Since when is somebody saying, I respect the way you choose to live, but do not force that upon me or anybody else? Hatred. Since when is it hatred when you choose to stand up for a better way of life in every single person? Since when is it hatred when you choose to stand up for the things that are true and right? Folks, do not let these liars deceive you. There is no group out there more filled with hate than these who stand as dissenters of people like Charlie Kirk and Dennis Prager as they lie through their teeth. I do not believe in the fact that an immutable characteristic is the foundation for which my moral authority is established, but take it from a person whose mother and father were born and raised in Egypt, and yes, that's an African country, and who is first generation into this country, that my friend who happens to be Jewish and another one who happens to be white-skinned is absolutely in love with the people of our country and in love with mankind in general. They dedicate their lives to living better, and they dedicate their lives to helping people live better. This is garbage, and we need to reject it for what it is. Folks, this is why I will never send my children to these brainwashing institutions that are represented in academia, because all they do is seek to destroy human life by continuing to speak lies. Understand this, folks. The father of lies, the devil, hates your soul, and he will do anything that he can to destroy it. And that means he will destroy anybody who encourages you to look to the true and living God and to consider where real morality comes from, and that is his word. It's time to wake up, folks. Let's call things for what they are.